Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to the More Analytics Afternoon Energy Podcast for December 4th, going into the 5th. Starting off with the natural gas. Saw a higher trade again today. Tomorrow has a good likelihood of seeing lower trade. Okay, the trade above 281.10 has brought in strength up to 509. More recent projection we had was the break above 428.90, which projected this upward 310 minimum, 800 ticks plus maximum. We had attained 930 that as of this morning, and then this extra piece up to 509. And then the trade above 466, I said, brought in 324 of the 300 minimum, 320 plus maximum. We've got more than that as well. I warn we may be in the last stretch of the move upward from 391.30 with possible exhaustion above. We've taken out this area now. At this point, after holding it three times, our next area is going to be at 518.40 to 519.80, and other ones higher than that. But I said before that it's early for these to hold more than temporarily. So this one held, but like I said, it shouldn't hold more than temporarily. Same thing with the next. Trade back below 504.60 to 503.90 may bring in some pressure. Decent trade below this formation down below here will also bring in pressure. That's going to come in at 483.50 plus 1.3 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time Thursday. Crude oil. Trade back above 57.59, warrant of strength. We've now seen trade up to 60.02. We've also taken out this formation right here. I say get long a decent penetration above 59.53 minus 0.5 the tick per hour, which will project this upward at least $1.20. If we fail back down through that decently, that'll warrant not $1.20, just projects it upward, no minimum. Decent trade back below where that comes in at 59.48. Plus 1.2 per hour. Excuse me, 59.48 minus 0.5 of a tick per hour, starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Will warn of decent pressure. Decent trade above these formations right here that come in at 60.05 to 60.10. Minus 0.2 of a tick per hour and minus 0.3 of a tick per hour, respectively. Decent break above those will project this upward over $3. If we break above there decently and back down through it decently, look for decent pressure to come in. And in the RBOB, I warned a final exhaustion below that came in at 177.33 to 680. Came shy of that with the 177.96 low and rallied 9.59 cents before rolling over a bit here. Decent trade above. $184.57 minus 3 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. We'll project this upward. 3.6 cents minimum, 11 cents plus maximum. We break above there decently and back down through it decently. Look for decent short covering to come in. I would note we may see some continued short covering overnight because we took out 182.39 to 21 and 181.64 and came back up through both of them with the fades. So we're seeing some follow through short covering there. Heating oil. The trade below 247.35 projects us downward 16.5 cents plus. We'd attain 19.22 cents of that and a little bit more than that today, coming down to 226.93. If we were to break above these two lines here, we should see decent short covering. Those are going to come in at 232.21 plus 3 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. and 232.26 minus 5.5 per hour. Decent trade above those will warrant a decent strength, and a further decent break above 234.82 minus 2 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. will warrant a decent strength for at least 7 cents. I would also note that I warned that we were likely in the last stretch of this move down from the highs here. The possible exhaustion at 225.75. We came shy of that though with a 226.93 low and started to rally up through these lows again. So if we start breaking above here, this could have some decent follow through to the upside. Brent finally broke above this formation above. The trade below 63.25 had brought in $1.08 from the pressure here, and then we broke back above today. So get long on a decent penetration above 62.89 and look for decent strength. So we're starting to see that here. If we take out this upper formation, that comes in at 63.50 minus 0.4 of a tick per hour starting at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to warrant a decent strength for at least $1.50. Possibly $2.50 plus. We break above there decently, back down through it decently, look for decent pressure to come in. Gas oil. We held exhaustion with an 805 high and rolled over to 648 over 156.75. A number of other bearish calls in here as well. Decent trade above this formation right here, which is going to come in at 658.50 minus 25 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. 8 o'clock p.m. Excuse me, will warrant a decent strength. We break above there decently and back down through it decently, look for decent pressure to come in. We do roll over and take out these lows. I would be aware of these exhaustion levels down here at 640.25 to 636.25. Cadence going into tomorrow. Is the RBOB is the weakest of the three, the heating oil, the metal, and the crude, the strongest of the three relative to one another. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you on tomorrow's podcast.